Hello, dear students. In today's class, we will study tension and conflicts. In our previous videos, we have studied that after shock therapy, there were some very serious and violent consequences, especially in the USSR region, and the economy was grabbed by private players, private individuals, and the common people started suffering. That's why some tension and conflicts were begun, and these tensions and conflicts we will discuss today. So let's start our class. Most of the former Soviet republics are prone to conflicts, and many have had civil wars and insurgencies. Complicating the picture is the growing involvement of outside players. Okay, many of the republics which were separated from USSR Union were engaged in conflicts, insurgencies, wars of military, and civil war too. And the situation turned serious when some outside powers were also involved in these insurgencies, wars, and civil war too. In Russia, two republics, one Senya and second one Dagestan, have had violent secessionist, secessionist movements. And Moscow's method of dealing with the Chechen rebels and discriminate military bombing have led to many human rights violations but failed to deter the aspirations for independence. In Russia, two republics, one Chechnya and then Dagestan, they started fighting, they started violence. Violence was secessionist movement. And during this violence, Russia bombed over these regions and played policy of discrimination. They tried to destroy Chechen rebels, but they were unable to console the demand of those Chechen rebels, and they could not deter the aspiration of the people for independence. In Central Asia, Tajikistan witnessed a civil war that went on for 10 years till 2001. The region as a whole has many sectarian conflicts. Okay, when we talk about Central Asia, in Central Asia, Tajikistan witnessed a civil war. It means a civil war was begun in Tajikistan, and it lasted for 10 years and it ended in 2001. And the whole country was divided in many sectarian conflicts, means people of different sects, different religions were engaged in conflict against one another. In Azerbaijan's province of Nagorno Karabakh, some local Americans want to secede and join America. And when we talk about Azerbaijan, then there is a region in Azerbaijan that is called Nagorno Karabakh. That the region of Nagorno Karabakh, and the people living in that region, they wanted to leave Azerbaijan, and they wanted to join America. In Georgia, the demand for independence has come from two provinces, resulting in a civil war. And when we talk about Georgia, then in Georgia, two provinces demanded for independence, and the civil war was broken as the result of the demands of those two provinces for independence. There are movements against the existing regime in Ukraine, Kyrgyzstan, and Georgia. And that's why in the Central Asia there are movements for freedom, for independence, especially in Ukraine, Kyrgyzstan, and Georgia. Countries and provinces are fighting over river waters. All this had led to instability, making life difficult for ordinary citizens. And fightings, conflicts over river waters, over property, over rights were very common. And that's why the whole region turned into conflicting area, and it made the life of common people very difficult. The Central Asian republics are areas with vast hydrocarbon resources which have brought them economic benefit. The Central Asian countries, they have great resources of hydrocarbon, and they can enjoy they can use this energy, especially hydrocarbon energy, in producing various other energies, as they can use flowing water for producing electricity and some other things also. So these Central Asian countries got benefit of their geographical condition, geographical position. And Central Asia has also become a zone of competition between outside powers and oil companies. And that's why the Central Asia became the area of conflict between the oil companies and outside powers. As Central Asia was rich in natural resources, whether minerals or water energy or hydraulic energy. That's why it turned into a battle. The region is next to Russia, China, Afghanistan, and Pakistan, and close to West Asia. And the region is near Afghanistan, China, Pakistan, Russia, and it is close to West Asia, means close to Europe. After 11 September 2001, the US wanted military base in the region and paid the governments of all Central Asian states to hire bases and to allow aeroplanes to fly over their territory during the war in Afghanistan and Iraq. And at the same time, US wanted to make their military bases in that Central Asia region, and that's why it negotiated some agreements with the Central Asian governments to allow US to fly over their country, land on their military bases, aeroplane bases, or use their military bases when the war was going in Afghanistan and Iraq. However, Russia perceives these states as its near abroad and believes that they should be under Russian influence. However, Russia, on the other hand, thought that these countries of Central Asia were near abroad, were nearby countries, boundary sharing countries with Russia, and that's why Russia wanted these countries to be in his control. China has interests here because of oil resources, and Chinese have begun to settle around the borders and conduct trade. China's means the people of China and government of China also showed interest in that region due to oil resources, and that is why Chinese people, especially tradesmen, began to live in that area, around that area, and they started their trade from there. In Eastern Europe, Czechoslovakia split peacefully into two, with the Czechs and Slovaks forming independent countries. When we talk about Eastern Europe, then there was a country that's name was Czechoslovakia. It was divided into two countries, two independent countries named Czechs and Slovaks peacefully. There was no violence in the division of Czechoslovakia, and two independent countries were framed peacefully. But the most severe conflict took place in Bulgarian republics of Yugoslavia. After 1991, it broke apart with several provinces like Croatia, Slovenia, and Bosnia and Herzegovina declaring independence. And the most brutal and fearful barbaric war was broken in Balkan region, Balkan republics of Yugoslavia. And the demand for independent countries, independent republics from various provinces of Yugoslavia was begun as from Croatian province, Slovenia province, and Bosnia province, and Herzegovina province also. And all these provinces of Yugoslavia declared themselves independent. Ethnic Serbs opposed this, and a massacre of non Serbs Bosnians followed. The ethnic people from that area, ethnic Serbs people, means the original people of those areas, they opposed these movements, they opposed these ideas of being independent, and a large and fierce massacre of non-Serbs Bosnians followed. Means they killed a great number of non-Serbs, non-Sub Bosnians in that region. The NATO intervention and the bombing of Yugoslavia followed the inter-ethnic civil war. And during that civil war, during that war, NATO also intervened the situation and blasted some bombs in that area, and also bombs were broken by Yugoslavia in the region. That's why these two interventions of NATO and interventions of Yugoslavia, made the situation worse, and ethnic civil war was witnessed in that region. So, in this way, situation turned very serious in Yugoslavia, and these are very dangerous, very harmful results of shock therapy. So, dear students, in this class we studied about conflicts, and in the next class we will study India and post-communist countries. If you have any doubt, you can ask through comment box. And in last, thank you for watching this video.